So I said every day I was going to come on here and tell some stories about my life and share my life. I see a lot of people doing storytelling now, and you know, I've been I went through a lot. I've been through a whole lot in life. Um, the story that I'm going to tell today is really a very serious story, and it's about something that happened to me in the United States of America. And I think that it's happening a lot, and it might be happening all over the United States. I'm not sure, but it surely affects our life if you're a person of color. And back in '06, I was hushed. It was like hush hushed. It was like something happened to me and my family, me and my children, and the government allowed it to happen. And those are the facts. Because I did tell my attorneys, I told them, and if it was a civil matter back then, it should have been taken care of because it was a serious matter. When my children lost their dad back in '06, that was very serious, and it affected all of our lives. It affected our lives because just imagine you going down a two-lane highway in a country on a country road, leaving out of Montezuma, Georgia, and you turn left on Jalapa Road. Now in Georgia, I got my license at the age of 15, and they teach you that you're supposed to follow at a safe distance behind the person in front of you. Now, if a truck driver was behind my husband and he saw a light go out because it was brought up in the deposition. So if you saw a light go out, you're in a big truck. So that means that you need to be very careful. My husband turned on Jalapa Road. This truck driver, he came off both sides of the road, the north and the southbound, and he turned left. These truck drivers, they know these roadways better than anybody because they travel them every day. So he had to know that a road was coming up, and he talked about the light going out. But my question still is, how is it that you're on a two-lane highway on double lines and you coming off of a hill and you go around and you're off both the north and the southbound lanes and you come across the road that my husband turned on where there's double lines, turn to left, okay? And there was a witness coming up to the stop sign when it happened. Now, this man has never left the state of Georgia, probably ain't left the state of Dooley, the county of Dooley County. And he was at the accident scene. He saw the accident. He saw it. This man saw the accident. Okay? Now, I say that to say this. The laws and the justice and all this stuff, they know what's going on. They choose who can make it in this world and who can't. They rape us in all kind of ways, and those are the facts. And I'm bringing awareness to it because I know that I'm not the only one that this happened to. Now, the witness ended up talking to my dad the following week. The state patrol didn't get his information. When I talked to this man, he told me that the state patrol made him feel like if he would have stayed there, he was going to be in trouble for something. This is what this man told me after my dad told me. Now, in the United States of America, you don't have to pay a witness, but it is the duty of these officers to get all the information because a death affects a family. It does. If you're a man out there and something happens to you, you would want your family taken care of. Now, the next day, when my husband got killed, no, I was going to tell y'all about the dream I had. I dreamed that I was on my way to school. I was going to school for massage therapy back there. People can say what they want to say about us. My husband wanted more boys. I couldn't have but one boy. That's all I could have because I had 4 cesareans. And back then, I guess you can call him, who, Kevin Wesley? You know, we can create as many beings as we want. It's about us not creating and hating each other. But we found a way to live, and we were friends, if nothing else. And I am his wife, okay? And I'm talking about at the time that it happens for the people that want to come back and say, oh, you got married. So it's my business because it's my physical experience. The thing is, people take too much to do with things that don't have nothing to do with them. And that's sad. And the things that they should have something to do with, they don't. And they don't take up for the people that they should take up for. If anything, they bite you in your back, and they keep families separated. So when I dreamed that night, it was January the 2nd. The accident happened on Wednesday, January the 4th. This was on a Monday night. I dreamed that I was going to school and I got hit by a big truck. And when the car stopped flipping, my body was sitting there and all I saw was white frost around me, and my body felt so calm and it felt amazing, like a feeling of euphoria. It scared me so much, I didn't even get up to go to school on Tuesday. I stayed home in bed all day, thinking about that dream and thinking about leaving my children here without, a mom. It affected me, that dream did. So I went on, and that Wednesday morning I got up and all I knew was to pray when I was going to school. I stayed away from the big trucks and I made it to school. And I was just grateful that I made it to school that morning. Then when I got out, I came home, and about 6 o'clock, I got home, and I went over to my neighbor's house. And while I was sitting there, I had this really, really bad pain hit my stomach. It took my breath away. And I got up, and I told my neighbor, Tanika, I said, girl, I got to go. I said, because something going on with my stomach. I don't know what's going on. Something don't feel right. I got up. I started walking back home across the street. I looked up. I thought I saw my dad's car coming, but it wasn't my dad. It was my sister. And she was coming to tell me that a truck had just hit my husband out on Highway 90, turning on Jalapa Road, and he got hit and killed. Now, here I am with my children, alone. I wasn't alone in a sense, but I was alone as far as the two people that created them, okay? For the people that's got to be so, they want you to conform to the ways of the land, and you don't, because conforming would keep us down in a rut the way we are. Got our sons killing each other the way they are. Enough of that. But each day we learn our purpose in life. But anyways, when I got back home, I was almost up to my door. I looked up again, and it was my sister's car, and my brother was getting out. That's when he told me that. The next day, I went to go and get my husband's wallet from the coroner, and I went to the Savage Place in Dooley County to get his belongings out of the truck. And me being Scorpio and being empathetic to people, even when they do me wrong, I still be empathetic and I still forgive, because love is what it's all about. It's about the love. It's not about nothing else. Money ain't got nothing to do with love, okay? But it has everything to do with hatred. And it's a God. That's why they stamped it, and that's why all those markings is on it. Those markings is on it. They don't want Bitcoin and all that to take over, but I'm not going to get off task right now because I want to try to finish this part of this story. Okay, I went to the Savage Place to get his stuff out the truck, and I saw the big truck that the guy had killed my husband in. And I asked the guy at the Savage Place, I said, well, how is the truck driver? And he looked at me in my eyes, and he said, a white man too. And I'm going to say white because that's what they're classified on their papers when they ask white, black, and all of that stuff. So yeah, it was a white man, an old white man too. He told me, he said, when I asked about him, he said, don't you worry about it. He's a good old boy and a man of the cloth, and you'll never see a dime. Okay? That's what happened to me and my family. And I'm going to do the second part of this story. I'm going to go ahead and do it right after this because I don't get but 10 minutes to talk. So I'm going to tell y'all about what happened after that. And I'm going to share my life with y'all. My story time has begun. This is True Cleopatra speaking.